Speaking of who needs to be a heel or a babyface, good God almighty, did you see the lie detector test?
Yeah, I saw. This was one of the more embarrassing segments I've seen in a while.
There was no babyface or heel in this. They're all heels, including the people that wrote it and anybody that held the camera on it and made us watch it. The Kevin Owens show, the KO show with Chad Gable, who I liked as an athlete in that team with Jordan. And then they made him shorty, and now they've made him an idiot, and I can't wait to not see him on my television. And they gave a lie detector test to Elias/Ezekiel because, of course, Owens has been flipping out that it's really Elias, because, of course, it's obviously Elias, but he claims he's Ezekiel, his younger brother or whatever. And Owens is the only one. He's Oliver Wendell Douglas on a set of Green Acres. He's the only one that sees the chaos and the craziness that's going on, and it's driving him to distraction. He's losing his religion over this. So they set up a lie detector test, and Gable is administering the lie detector test because he's an expert because he went to college and lettered in wrestling or whatever the fuck. And they've got the graph, the lie detector test, the needle, the graph that moves back and forth, they've got that on the Titantron. And Gable is shushing the people. And he and Owens are trying to do comedy. Owens has apparently paid him $150 Canadian money to do this, so do it right. And they bring out Ezekiel or Elias, who looks like 1980 babyface Paul Ellering, doesn't he?
You know what? Wow, that's really good. He does look like that, yeah.
He just looks fucking weird is what he looks like. That once we've seen him the way he used to look, he don't look right anymore. But anyway, they give him the test. He says his real name is Ezekiel, and it says he's telling the truth. Is Elias your older brother? He says, yes, he's telling the truth. Is Elias your real name? No, he's telling the truth. What the fuck? So how are they? It was unbearable, except for Owens calling Buffalo, New York, Canada's landfill. That was a bright spot, but otherwise. Can you imagine what Kevin Steen's reaction would have been if me or Delirious or anybody in Ring of Honor had asked him to go out there and do this? With all how he was all against cheesy and old school and old style and bad comedy booking, whatever the fuck.
I can tell you how the problem is you and Delirious and whoever wouldn't have presented it the right way. WWE learned the right way to present these segments, which is, here's a whole shitload of money, do all this stuff that violates your integrity.
Well, now you've hit straight to the meat of the matter. So after this unbearable thing, basically Owens gets up in Ezekiel's, that's what his name is. And he got up in his face, and they had words, and Kevin Owens or-elsed him like he did last week or whatever. Well, you got the count of 5, or you got to get out of my ring or else, and then Owens is the one that leaves. And Gable attacks from behind. And they have a match which I didn't watch because, God, did the lie detector, we ought to look at the minute-by-minute ratings later on and see if the lie detector test caused a significant viewer exodus from this program, because this was just brutal. It wasn't funny. It wasn't done well. It's like people jacking off out there, right?
It was like over-the-top childish acting. We always joke about, oh, this belongs on Nickelodeon or Disney Channel. That's what Chad Gable's acting was in this. Kevin Owens is getting even more over-the-top in the cartoony WWE fashion lately, it seems. He's having a good time, obviously, and he's good at delivering their garbage. But you watch something like this, and the big takeaway for me is, who is the audience for this? Because it's not especially entertaining. It's not especially funny. It seems like it's being delivered to a young audience, but we know, based on facts, that there isn't really a big young audience for Raw. It's a much older audience.
Wait a minute, you're basing things on facts?
an audience that wouldn't really want to see something like this, it makes no sense why something this bad gets on a wrestling show. This was an atrocious segment. But again, they have people who like the stupidity of wrestling, and they like the Elias. You know, there are people like the Otis-Mandy relationship, and those are the same people that are going to like the Elias-Ezekiel crap.
Well, next up, Deja Vu. Wouldn't you like the match that we showed you times 22? RK Bro versus the Street Profits, number 743. I skipped that too, because if Randy Orton ever starts having singles matches again that don't involve setting anybody on fire, I'd like to see them. But otherwise, to have to watch Riddle and look at the great value private party here.
You know what, though? I watched some of this match, a good portion of it, in fact. If you can, the next time you see RK Bro in I was just about to say one-on-one, a 2-on-2 tag team match, a traditional tag team match, they were working pretty good together, Orton and Riddle as a tag team. I thought to myself, I'd really like to hear what Jim thinks of this, but I know he's going to skip it, and I don't blame him, but next time...
Is there a good tag team they could wrestle instead of the same guys every fucking week, or is this just what we're going to have?
AEW has endless tag teams, and WWE has like the same 4 tag teams in constant rotation always.
And AEW, we can't get the rematches we want of the matches that were good. And in the WWE, we have constant rematches of matches we didn't really care about the first time. Okay, I'm just glad we got that straight. Do birds still fly out of Riddle's ass?
When I said I saw most of it, I missed the bird part of the match at the beginning.
The bird, well, you know about the colon delivery works for the birds too.
You know, honestly, if you're watching wrestling and you watch it every week, what incentive is there not to either fast forward or change the channel during a ring introduction? Because you see it nonstop and you know they take forever. So I didn't see the birds because I usually am ignoring things during the introductions.
Well, they're going to switch it up one of these days. They're going to have some other fucking creature come out of his ass just to see if anybody's paying attention. Gerbils?
The birds attack him. They come out of his ass and just attack him.
Peck his little head to death.